Have you ever stopped to think that, at some point in your life, a financial crisis will knock on your door? It could be the loss of a job, a market crash, or even a pandemic. The difference between those who sink and those who survive isn't luck. It's the choices they make before and during the storm. What if I told you there are 10 essential, simple, and practical lessons that can protect you and your family from any financial crisis? Stick with me until the end, because today you'll discover how to become crisis-proof. Chapter 1. The Reality of Crises. Human history is marked by cycles of prosperity and decline. Great empires fell, markets that seemed unshakable collapsed, and entire families lost everything overnight. Crises aren't a distant possibility, they're part of economic life and always return from time to time. Many people live as if nothing could happen, believing that today's stability will last forever. But the truth is, in the blink of an eye, what seemed certain can crumble. That's when it becomes clear who was prepared and who gets caught off guard. A financial crisis doesn't choose its target. It can hit the average worker, the small business owner, or even big investors. However, the key difference lies in how each person handles the storm. Some lose everything, while others navigate turbulent times with greater security. This is where the lessons we'll explore together come in. They're simple but powerful principles that turn fear into strategy and uncertainty into opportunity. Just like a sailor who learns to navigate rough seas, you can learn to steer your finances through tough times. This chapter is an invitation to open your eyes and accept an inevitable truth: crises will come. But the good news is, if you're prepared, you won't just survive, you can come out stronger, smarter, and more resilient than ever. Chapter 2. The Importance of an Emergency Fund. Imagine suddenly losing your main source of income. How would you pay your bills, support your family, and avoid debt? Most people panic, but those with an emergency fund only feel the initial impact, because they know they have a financial cushion to soften the fall. An emergency fund is like an invisible shield against unexpected events. It doesn't prevent problems, but it protects you from being knocked down by them. Whether it's a layoff, an economic crisis, or an unexpected medical expense, saved money gives you time and peace of mind to find solutions. Experts recommend saving the equivalent of at least 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This means that if your monthly expenses are $1,000, your emergency fund should be between $3,000 and $6,000. Sounds like a lot? But remember, this amount can be the difference between stability and despair. The secret is to build this fund little by little. You don't need to save it all at once. Start with small amounts, adjust your budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and regularly deposit into an easily accessible account that's separate from your daily spending. Having an emergency fund isn't a luxury, it's survival. It's the first and perhaps most important step to weathering any crisis. Without it, you're at the mercy of chance. With it, you gain the freedom to breathe, think, and act calmly. Chapter 3. Control your fixed expenses. When a crisis hits, many people rush to cut only non-essential expenses: dining out, vacations, entertainment. That helps, but it doesn't solve the bigger problem. True financial strength lies in controlling fixed expenses, those recurring monthly costs that drain a large part of your income. Rent, utility bills, internet, subscriptions, and loan payments are commitments that, if not managed, can strangle your budget. During a crisis, every dollar saved on these makes a bigger difference than cutting out small luxuries. The secret is to review contracts, renegotiate debts, and look for cheaper alternatives. Switching to a more affordable internet plan, reducing energy consumption, or even renegotiating rent can lead to significant savings without compromising your quality of life. People often believe they have no choice, but the truth is almost everything can be revisited. Banks are open to renegotiation, companies offer discounts to those who ask, and simple habit changes can surprisingly lower bills. Controlling fixed expenses is like tightening the bolts of a structure during a storm. It may take effort at first, but it ensures your financial house stays standing when the winds of crisis blow harder. Chapter 4. Avoid unnecessary debt. If there's a mortal enemy during crises, it's called debt. Easy credit, which seems like relief at first, quickly turns into a prison of high interest and endless payments. In times of instability, every cent should work for you, not against you. Maxed out credit cards, long-term loans, and impulsive borrowing erode your budget and strip away your freedom to act. The problem isn't just the debt itself, but the interest that snowballs, especially when your income is at risk. Avoiding unnecessary debt is a form of self-protection. Before buying something on credit, ask yourself, do I really need this now? If my income drops tomorrow, can I keep up with this commitment without jeopardizing my survival? This simple reflection can save you from a lot of trouble. If you're already in debt, the priority is to renegotiate. Banks and lenders prefer to adjust terms rather than risk default. Seek longer terms, lower interest rates, and create a realistic plan to get out of the situation. The key is not to let the debt grow out of control. Remember, unnecessary debts are like anchors in a storm. While you try to move forward, they pull you down. The best way to navigate a crisis is to stay light, free from financial chains that limit your ability to act and react. Chapter 5. Diversify your income streams. Relying on a single source of income is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. One job cut, a drop in revenue, or a sector crisis can make everything collapse. Diversification is the key to reducing risks and increasing your financial security. Diversifying doesn't mean running dozens of businesses at once, but finding alternatives to complement your main income. It could be freelance work, an online venture, renting out space, selling products, or even small investments that generate returns. In practice, think of it this way: if one door closes, others stay open. During the pandemic, for example, many people with only a formal job suffered heavy losses, while those with extra income streams navigated the period with less impact. The secret is to start small and build gradually. You don't need everything ready right away. The important thing is to plant seeds in different areas, because in the future, those seeds can grow into trees that support your financial life. Diversifying your income isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Those who learn to create multiple income streams become more resilient to crises and less dependent on luck. After all, the more doors you keep open, the less likely you are to be locked out. Chapter 6. Invest in knowledge. In times of crisis, many believe the only path is to hoard money and cut expenses. But there's one investment that never loses value: knowledge. It's the tool that opens doors, creates new opportunities, and boosts your ability to make smarter decisions. Courses, books, training, and even free content can completely transform your perspective on finances, career, and business. What you learn today could be the skill that saves your income tomorrow. Think of someone who learns digital marketing, sales, or financial management. In a crisis, these skills become valuable assets, enabling extra income streams or better protection of existing resources. Investing in knowledge doesn't mean spending a fortune. Often, what you need is available in affordable courses or even online content. The secret is to have the discipline to learn and apply it in practice, not letting knowledge sit unused. Remember, crises pass, but what you learn stays forever. Knowledge is the only asset that grows over time and that no one can take away. The more prepared you are, the better your chances of thriving in any scenario. Chapter 7. Stay emotionally calm. During a crisis, the biggest threat isn't always financial loss. It's despair. Fear leads to rash decisions, and rash decisions are costly. Those who act on impulse often sell low, buy without thinking, or take on unaffordable debt. Staying emotionally calm is one of the most valuable skills in turbulent times. It's not about ignoring problems, but facing them with clarity, analyzing facts before reacting. Serenity allows you to see solutions that panic hides. Great investors know this. Warren Buffett, for example, often says the market rewards patience and punishes haste. In times of decline, many sell in desperation, while the calm ones find opportunities to grow. In personal life, this calm might mean renegotiating a debt with a clear head instead of accepting the bank's first offer. Or waiting for the right moment to invest, instead of putting all your money into something just because everyone else is rushing in. The crisis may be strong, but despair is always more destructive. Those who learn to control their emotions have a huge advantage. They can make rational decisions, protect their assets, and prepare for recovery. Chapter 8. Protect your assets. During a crisis, it's not enough to just earn or save money. You must protect what you've built over time. Assets aren't just wealth, they're the sum of years of effort, which can be at risk without proper care. Many overlook basics like health, life, or home insurance. Often seen as unnecessary expenses, these become essential when the unexpected happens. They don't prevent crises but keep a problem from turning into a financial catastrophe. Another form of protection is not putting all your resources in one place. Trusting your entire wealth to a single investment or sector is risky. If that pillar falls, your whole structure collapses. Diversification is a natural defense against unexpected losses. It's also important to keep organized documentation, up-to-date contracts, and, if necessary, a succession plan. This ensures that, even in extreme situations, your family is protected and prepared. Protecting your assets is like reinforcing a house's foundation before a storm. You can't control the wind's strength, but you can ensure the structure holds firm. That way, what you've worked so hard to achieve isn't lost in a moment of carelessness. Chapter 9. Build strong relationships. In times of crisis, the value of human connections becomes even clearer. A strong network can open doors, create opportunities, and provide support in the toughest moments. Alone, the path is much harder. Together, it becomes lighter. Strong relationships aren't built only in times of need. They come from respect, trust, and genuine exchange over time. Those who nurture good connections day to day will always have someone to support or offer solutions when problems arise. A single contact can mean a new job opportunity, a business partner, an important referral, or valuable advice. Often, what seems like luck is actually the result of years of well-maintained relationships. Building strong relationships doesn't mean being opportunistic. It means being willing to help, share knowledge, and create authentic bonds. In times of abundance or scarcity, those who value people always see returns. In the end, human capital can be as powerful as financial capital. During a crisis, the right connections can make the difference between falling alone or rising with support. So, take care of the people around you. Investing in relationships is one of the safest bets you can make. Chapter 10. Adapt quickly. Crises don't announce their arrival, and they rarely follow a predictable script. That's why the ability to adapt is one of the greatest weapons for surviving and thriving in turbulent times. Those who delay in reacting fall behind. Those who adjust quickly find new opportunities. Adaptation means flexibility. It might involve changing how you work, learning a new skill, cutting costs more drastically, or even switching careers. It's not easy, but it's much harder to stick to a path that no longer works. History is full of examples of companies and people who thrived in crises because they reinvented themselves. Restaurants that started selling online, professionals who shifted to digital, investors who adjusted their strategies in time. Those who move, survive. It's natural to resist change. Leaving your comfort zone is scary. But that movement opens doors to new possibilities. Every adjustment you make today could mean the difference between sinking or sailing more safely tomorrow. Adapting isn't about losing your essence, it's about learning to dance to the music. Instead of fighting the storm, adjust the sails. That way, you not only weather the tough times but also learn to turn headwinds into momentum to move forward. Chapter 11. Think long-term. Every crisis feels unbearable while you're in it. But looking at history, we see that all crises, without exception, pass. Those who make decisions based solely on present fear often regret it later. That's why thinking long-term is essential. The world's greatest investors understand this logic. They don't build wealth in days or months, but in years, decades. Even in sharp declines, they maintain the vision that the future rewards those who are patient and consistent. In personal life, this means not abandoning healthy financial habits just because times are tough. Continuing to save, investing wisely, and staying disciplined will bear fruit as soon as the storm passes. Thinking long-term also means keeping hope alive. Crises test our resilience, but they're also opportunities for learning and growth. Those who keep their minds on the future can see beyond the momentary chaos. Remember, crises are temporary, but the legacy you build endures. Thinking long-term is choosing to plant seeds even in barren soil, knowing that, at some point, the rain will come, and those who persevere will reap abundance. You've just gone through 11 chapters that aren't just financial advice but a true survival manual for tough times. Now, the decision is in your hands. Will you let these lessons stay locked in your memory, or will you apply them to transform your life? Remember, no matter how intense the storm, what defines your future are the choices you make today. Start small but start. Build your emergency fund, cut waste, seek knowledge, and stay calm. If this audiobook resonated with you, share this knowledge with someone who also needs strength to face tough times. Financial education only has value when it's shared. And never forget, crises pass, but the prepared endure. Become one of them. The next chapter of your financial life is in your hands.